Hello and welcome to the EEPROM 9. Today we have this Handycam for repair. This is the Handycam that was bought for me when I was like 13, 14, back in like 2004, 2005, that kind of period. You know, it's old, it works fine apart from the tape mechanism, which I'm going to just demonstrate the issue. And I've been doing some reading. And it, hey look, you can see how tidy my desk is. And if we put it into play edit mode, it doesn't really matter what mode it is. Because I've got a few tapes I never actually sent off to get recorded, so it'd actually be interesting to see what's on them. And my other JVC camera, DV camera, has died. And this one's got this fault. As it turns out, apparently, it is an issue with the connectors becoming like loose or just dirty. So what you got to do is basically reseat them. So we're going to do that. This is a very lethargic eject when it does this. Kind of got to give it a... Can we give him a tape back? Why it does the lethargic eject, I don't know, because the tape is just fine. I also need to make sure I fix all the High 8 cameras I have, because there's a whole load of Video 8 tapes that need backing up at my mum's house. But yeah, that's basically that. So we're going to turn this off, set up the screwdriver, and take this baby apart. Also, the other battery has died. So yes, the Sony lithiums, they don't last quite forever, but they last fucking longer than any other lithium out there. Sony, they used to make the best stuff. Not so much anymore, but they used to. So this is one of the few things in my possession I have never taken apart. So let's see how it goes. They're apparently quite easy to get apart, so this should come off like this. This is where I've got to remember where all the fucking screws go by some miracle. Well, that's always a good start. Because there's Gumph holding it in on the other side, so this doesn't come off first. Okay. For anyone interested, this is a Sony DCR-HC19E. It is quite a decent little camera for its time, although in low light it has awful ISO noise. But when it starts doing that, you just turn the night shot on. This also will hopefully be how I remember the whole thing goes back together, because these are the sorts of devices that have like 9 million screws holding them together. Why do they have 9 million screws? Funsies, I guess. Oh. Magnetic screwdrivers are not always an advantage. This is like one of the very few things that I own that I haven't taken apart. Most electronic items I own, I have taken apart at least once at some point. Even my Fuji I took apart to do repairs to it. Alright, we're getting some looseness, that's good. Any other hidden screws that might be holding this together? Yes. In the cold shoe part. They are a different type of screws, just to be extra annoying. Does removing the viewfinder reveal anything? They, I don't know if they did anything, right. This is just the policy of remove every screw in sight. And then just put them in a different pile depending on the colour. Oh. The battery ones are slightly shorter. So the ones behind the battery are shorter than normal. Keep that in mind, everyone, because I will probably... Oh, shit, something just fell off and I don't know what it was. It was this little thing. Ah, but there's a little cover there that I didn't know about. We're learning this together. Is there anything in here that needs to come off? This is the tricky bit. Right, so... Oh, there we go. That's a good sign. I feel like this front section should come off. Obviously, I don't want to just yank it off. Ow, that hurts my claws. It does feel like it's got some give in it, so we'll use a proper spudger tool, none of that plastic bollocks. Marker camera's in perfect condition. Let's try taking this side off again. It's definitely being held at the front. One thing with them making them smaller is it does make them harder to take apart. Oh, here we goes. That whole section departs, and then we got, oh yeah, this is gonna be fiddly. Oh, the foam has not turned to dust. It is only like, oh, that's a big ASIC. Right, best way to take this apart. First this one, then you. And you have already fallen out down there. Oh, would you look at that? We got little accelerometer things that would be part of the Handycam bits, so part of the accelerometers for the steady shot. That's quite neat. Right, I think they are our target connectors right there on the top of the motherboard. Because if we go into here, the rest of it is basically just tape. There you go, there's the viewfinder mechanism. That's actually pretty cool. So we need to figure out how this board comes out next. Oh, some of these are those horrible connectors to get back in. Right, okay, how is the board held in? There's a screw there. Is this one of those single screw devices? Do we have to take the lens module? Oh, I've touched lens for the first time in this thing's life. We'll just clean that. Right. Is there any way to get all this gumph off? This is a proper teardown, seeing me work out how it all comes apart. Oh, hello. The viewfinder moved slightly. This is definitely being held in. Right, let's remove the screw down here and see what happens. It moves slightly. I'm going to pop that screw back in just for now. Because the last thing I want to do is tear a flex, because that'd be game over right there. Right. Right, that pops off like that, does it? Okay, but this section needs to come off somehow. You'd think the screws would be under here in the ports, but no, they're not. They're not under here in the ports. I'm going to pause it while I figure this out. Okay, so it turns out there's a tiny little screw down there you take out, and then this lifts out. Right, I've got to be careful. There's a load of flat flex here, and the screwdriver fell over in the most annoying way possible. There's a reason why these things were expensive to get repairs on. Sorry for the lack of it being in shot, but you know how it goes. There we go. And then we've got power. Stop moving around like the actual tower flex, and then it's game over. Yeah, I'm prioritising not tearing the flexes over, giving you guys a good view. There we go, the flex is freed. Looks like I'm going to have to remove the sensor assembly as well, which is not ideal. But yeah, here's the viewfinder assembly. It's an LCD viewfinder, black and white one. Had to get my old screwdriver. I used to take stuff apart with a kid to reach that screw. Right, that is still not giving us access though. Right, that connects up to the top yet. I need to take all the lens module and that off, so we need to figure out how that comes off next. It looks like it's accessed from the side that is not wanting to depart. It's quite interesting inside, very, very compact in its design. I'm going to pause while I figure this out again. I think I got it. It must be that screw. What is holding this fucker in? It's not that one. Got it cracked, so there's a screw to remove here, and now the back's loose. So now I think it's this one. So we're back at this one again. Come on, you're magnetized. Don't give me this nonsense. And this one. And that should let that part of the chassis go. And that has done something. It's more loose. Still not giving up the camera though. But it is. Oh, well, that's how the lens comes off. Could try and unplug that. Ow. Here's the magical lens module, and well, it's got a tiny little CCD in it. Well, cool. Shall we take a look at it? Maybe in a bit. Just got to figure out how this comes off. Oh, fuck. Something else just fell out there. What was that? Oh, fuck. The pinch roller just fell out on me. What? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. The pinch roller just fell out. See where it goes, though. Oh, that's not good. Could this be why it's been faulty? Because this fell out and has been rattling around inside and not known about until I started taking it apart. Well, there is only one thing to do. And that is... Oh, hello, third hidden screw. That must have been hiding under the lens. Okay, good. That actually gives us good access to the tape drive things. Okay, good. Right. Oh, this is not a good situation you are in, Mr. DV camcorder, is it? Right. Let's get some slack on these. Don't like the way this is done, but hey. Yep, they're those ones, that's good. Pop them out. Pop that out. Same with this one. This is a lot of work to replace a few connectors, you know. Do the same here. Is that a crack in the traces? Oh, is that a crack in the traces of the head? Because if it is, that is game over. Oh, that'd be a shame. Might be just a bit of ink. Right, they're all popped out. So now the fix is just to reseat them. And of course, reassemble this whole thing. That's gonna not be... Right, so... These are these horrible pushing connectors that don't have any strain relief. So he has pushed it. Oh, I hate that they've done that. I need to push it. I need to slosh it in the gap and push it back in. I'm going to pause while I do this. Well, that's a dumb design. There doesn't seem to be a circlip on it. Which means it's very vulnerable to falling out. However, we've managed to get it back in, so... Not sure how to get it to stay in, but hopefully we fixed the camera, because I would like this to be able to work so I can actually view my old videos. Right, now comes the delicate process of putting it back together. So yeah, if you ever get hold of one of these DV camcorders, you might have your phone cut out for you. If you ever need to fix them. There is my dad's old one that I can nick. That was working last time we tried it. Ah, that screw was holding on the camera module. That's the one that I removed, and then the lens module fell out. Okay, good. Right. I'm actually gonna have you guys watch me do this, because then anyone who's actually working on one of these will have an idea of how the hell they go together. This seem to have gained a hold it together screw. Hang on. That might be the one for the camera module. Yes, it is, because you've got a little metal one there. So that slides in like that. I'll clean the lens properly afterwards. Hang on, let's... You know, screw it. Let's look at the sensor module, because I might as well. Sensors and these things are actually kind of cool. There he goes. Tiny little ceramic jobby. Look at him, he's so itty bitty. He's so cute and tiny. No wonder this thing doesn't have great low light capabilities. Now that's why night shot was invented. But the ISO noise, that horrible multicolored stuff. You know, it seems one of our screws. The iPhone is terrible for focus. See what Samsung, that my partner now uses as his Uber phone for his day job's food delivery. It's much better on the camera front, on the focusing, and that. I'm going to clean the lens afterwards because I don't need to be wasting my time. Right, hopefully it goes in. Yes, it goes in as easily as it fell out. Okay, cool. So just secure the lens in place. Say the lens, this whole like sensor lens, focusing, image stabilization mechanism. So yeah, that's how image stabilization is done, just an accelerometer units that sit inside the camera. And that goes into this connector. That's one of these ones with an actual clip on it. Move that out of the way. Try and keep this where you guys can see it, but this is awkward as all hell to do. There he goes, he's in. Use the connector to put it on, and then put that down how it was, and that'll be good enough. Right, okay, cool. Yeah, none of these buttons and that up here have issues. And this one for the sensor, so that sensor's plugged back in, good. That's screwed in. So the next part to insert is the viewfinder module and battery asset connector. Just check I don't have any screws to do. I don't think I do. That slides into here like that. Looks like it'll take a bit of finagling. Oh, whoops. I don't even know if it'll boot without the viewfinder plugged in. That goes in like that there, that there. This one's a fiddly beast to get back in. There we goes. We're back in. Oh, you're kidding me. It's better to actually plug it in, then insert it. Oh, you're kidding me. I'm going to try to not have to do that, because that is ludicrous on the not breaking it front. And it just detached anyway, so we are doing that. This is one of those annoying push fit connectors that instantly fights you. That needs to be on top. Open the battery compartment when doing this. It makes things a lot tape compartment. It makes things a lot easier. Cool. No. That is not fully in. I'm still fighting. Maybe if it's in at the top. There we go. That goes on the top, that bit. So that'll be another. Is that a small internal screw, or is that no? That's screwed in there. So I'll tape that down and watch it not stick. We'll do the same with this bad boy. Sorry if you can't see. There we go. I've broken these connectors before trying to open them. This is not something I'd recommend to someone who's a Neanderthal with their hand-eye coordination. That just, there we go, that's stuck down about as good as it's gonna go. Then we use the screwdriver that reaches but isn't quite the correct one. That just pops straight off. But it reaches and instantly moves out the way. I almost lose it. Almost. And we're in. Right, I'm just going to put this into an angle that's a bit more convenient for me to screw in. That's screwed in. Okay, so the last bits to put back in are these ones. I feel like something went in there. That goes in there, that goes in there. No. Oh, yes, I missed one. I missed this bad boy. Down here. I'm going to see if I can get him in without having to take the whole thing apart, but I don't have my hopes up. Oh, I might be pulling it off. One area the iPhones do excel in is the accessibility stuff. Alright, okay, cool. Let's try and get an even pressure of the whole thing. There we go, we've got it in without having to take this bit off, which is good. Cool. We didn't actually need to take the tripod bit off. That's fine. Right, I'm going to put this. This had the short ones holding that on. Back in, and we'll be ready to test and discover that our whole thing has broken my camcorder. And if it has, well, we'll have to rethink our method of dealing with this and either take the tapes to Mum's or steal them. Or steal the camera. That one's a Sony Mini DV from like 2000, so it's old. But it's actually really quite stylish in the way it looks. Alright, we're almost ready to testing. I kind of want to show you the steady shot accelerometers again, because they are a thing of beauty. Look at them. Japan on them. I do miss Japan making stuff. Right, and then there's a screw for here, which would be this one. Something went beep, that's a set of headphones. Yeah, my headphones are going to die, that's fine. Was it long one, the one in here, or a short one? I don't remember. Yeah, it's a long one now. So I've finally taken apart my Handycam. Because the lens is actually difficult to reach when you're inside. Let's put that together. Just give it a rub off with the microfiber. And now we've got the horrible job of attaching this whole thing. I'm going to see if I can remove this actually, because it looks like it's clipped in. And if I can pop this off, it'll make things a lot easier. There we go. That'll make things a lot easier. Because I'm going to go. This has like one screw holding it. So cool. That pops off. That's the front. Hello. There's the IR. It uses a single IR LED, which is actually quite impressive. And nice will just go whoop. So that one goes in a little one. Okay, cool. Yeah, plastic clips, my nemesis. Why it's still loosely together, I'm actually going to get these plugged in. The LCD one keeps getting in the way of the button control one. There we go, he's in. Now for a little side LCD. Then we can just finagle this back together like this. Oh, hello. That actually allows me to do this. Yeah, that actually holds that in. Clever. Clever design. That's what I say, these camcorders often require the removal of every screw in sight, even just to remove one panel. Tell you what, the compactness of this thing makes it actually quite difficult to work on. Get things to clip back together. Realise half the screws aren't aligned. That is all right. I don't know if it'll work with a screen disconnector or if it'll just throw up an error. It's always hard to say on that kind of stuff. There you go, sticking a screw in and it aligns itself. I've somehow sat on and hurt a testicle in this process. Butterfingers, butterfingers. God, this is going to be over half an hour. Oh well. All good content on taking things apart. I've got to figure out where the other screws go. One goes in there. Has this thing decided to spawn screws? Would not be the most surprising thing on earth with the amount of... there's two there. Yeah, actually no, there's the correct amount. We're almost ready to test. Yeah, there's three there and there's the tripod. Okay, cool. Right. This thing's definitely easier to get back together than take apart. Beep, beep, beep. Fuck you too, headphones. Fuck you too. Meanwhile, you get the American YouTubers. Oh, I can't even say hell. And you get me. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh no. Well, fuck it. We're just going to test it like this for ease of testing. Bing. Apparently, we turned it on during that process. The lens cover is not open, but fixed. Moment of truth. Well, the little wheel's still on. Now we put in it. Send like Warhammer paints flying. In goes the tape. Tape is locked. Check tab. Oh, thank God. Wait, ingest the tape. Reinsert the cassette. Yeah, give it back to me. Oh, great. C3140. Oh. Let's try that again. Okay, well, what's that error? What is that one? Load error is basically what it is. So that's fun. Thank you. Does that mean it's not going to take its tape thing back in now? No. Oh, it took it that time. It's still saying no tape. Oh, hang on, play. Is it going to play the tape? That's being lethargic about ejecting it. I'm going to say the verdict on this thing is it's fucked. Because it's not doing anything. I can't hear the mechanism either. So the answer is can I fix it? No, I can't. I don't know why I have to jiggle it to get it to eject it, but whatever. And now it'll just happily take its thing in and be all good and all that shit, and it will unfortunately remain broken, which is a shame. I'll have to take them tapes to Mum's and find out what's on them. And hope to hell that camera hasn't died while it's been in storage. Thanks for watching. That was a fun explore, at least.